Don't mess around all for the sake of Christmas. Don't do that. The devil is smarter than you. He's going to use your weaknesses to get to you. So you've got to be wise. I said to the single ladies out there, was it last week or so? I said you shouldn't visit a guy until he pays your bride price. And that's because we're humans. We have blood flowing through our veins. It is easy for a guy, to take an advantage of a vulnerable lady, especially ladies that are in need of money. Yes, if a guy knows that you need money, that guy will capitalize on it. And no man wants to give you free money these days. Oh, no man. It is hard to see a man that will give a lady free money, except the man is a Christian. Like the way I am now, I give ladies free money because I can't have them in my room. I can't mess around. People in my compound know me. I've invited several, people in my compound to church. I've studied the Bible with one or two of them. And so if I should invite a lady to my room, I will not only jeopardize my faith, I will also, you know, crumble their own faith. Because tomorrow, if I invite them to church, they won't come. So at the end of the day, what kind of life will I be living? A life of hypocrisy. And that's why it's good to live your life as an open book. Open book. Live your life in a way that people can see your transparency. And you've got to be deliberate about it. And so the reason for this video is just to help those that really want to be, disciples of Jesus. If you want to be a disciple and not just a churchgoer, please DM me. Some of you are tired of the lifestyle you're living. It got to a point in my life I was tired of sexual immorality. I was tired. At a point I cried. I'm like, God, what is happening to me? Why is it that I can't just overcome this sin? No, you can't overcome it except Jesus helps you. And until I got to that breaking point where I said to myself, enough is enough, I had to go and confess the sin to my pastor, who prayed with me, and he challenged me. He said, if you don't stop this act, it will lead you to hell. It might lead you to hell. I think that's what he used. It might lead you to hell. That challenged me. And I said to myself, 5 years ago, that will be the last. 5 years ago, that was the last. God has kept me, and I believe he will do the same for you. These are messages you don't hear, even in some churches. People don't preach about abstinence before marriage because they are scared that they will lose members. But in discipleship, we do not fear of losing members. We preach the gospel of Jesus wholeheartedly. It is left for the person who is listening to either make a move to change or not. So, I'm here to challenge you, single guys and sisters. If you're willing to change, DM me. DM me. I'm going to give you tips that would help you to change. Think about it. You are not a thief. You do not lie. Some of you do not drink alcohol. Morally, you are all right. But there's one sin you're struggling with: sexual immorality. Why do you want to go to hell because of sexual immorality? Think about it. Think about it. Why is it that sexual immorality is the thing that wants to lead you to hell? You are a good person. You don't cheat people. You don't thief. You don't lie. You don't manipulate. You are straightforward. But in terms of that thing, come on, think about it. Why, amongst all the sins, why is it that the sexual immorality that is about to lead you to hell? Why? You got to fight it. Or why is it that it's masturbation that is about to lead you to hell? You've got to fight it. It is not easy. I know. This 5 years is not easy. Sometimes I wake up in the morning and my body is full. And my body is just reacting. It wants to discharge something. Sometimes I cry. I'm like, God, help me. I don't want to do this. Sometimes the temptation to masturbate comes. I said, God, please help me. God is my witness. He knows how many times I've cried to him. And before you know it, he comes to my rescue. God is faithful. Despite my unfaithfulness, despite my wickedness, he has not allowed me to mess myself up. That is discipleship for you. Discipleship is the hardest life to live. It is hard. I won't lie to you. It is hard. If you are a Christian and you are finding it easy, you are not a Christian. You are not. You are just a churchgoer. A Christian sometimes will cry in his closet. It is painful sometimes. You want to do certain things, but you can't do them. You want to just have fun with women. You can't. Even though the body is full, you can't do it. And Joseph said to himself, why will I commit this wicked act and sin against God? Why should I? How many of us can overcome the temptation of Joseph? Including myself. I can't. I can't lie to you. I shouldn't be lying. The reason I'm overcoming it is because I don't have a woman in my house. If I have a woman in my house, I would commit the act. I know my capacity. And I don't deceive myself. Yes. Some of you are deceiving yourselves. You are having a woman in your house and you say you will not fall. You are praying and casting and banding. Bros, you go fall. You need to know your strength. I know my strength. I know my weaknesses. The reason I've not fallen into the act is because I don't invite women to the house. The day I do that mistake of inviting any woman, that day will mark the beginning of my downfall. I know it. I know. I don't need anybody to tell me. Do you know yourself enough? You've got to know yourself. And you don't need to lie to yourself. So singles, if you want to overcome that act of masturbation, sexual immorality, even though you're a married person, you want to overcome the sin of adultery, chat me up.